Help at work. My wife and I have set ourselves a goal to run a half marathon in every state. Up until the onset of the pandemic, we'd completed 9 over the last 3 years. We did actually turn up for number 10, Montana, but it was cancelled the day we arrived in town. We did have a rather fun time though with our Airbnb hosts in Montana. We ate an elk they'd killed the previous spring. That's something you don't do every day where I'm from. Now we have decided to train for number 11 if we can count the cancelled mission to Montana as number 10, as if it's all going ahead, and that'll be Texas, Lord willing, in early May. So this past Sunday we had 5 miles to run on our training schedule very early that morning. Sadly, I had to set out on my own as my wife had a small foot injury that really should all be healed by midweek. Just as I turned into an area called Creekside, I heard what I thought was a pack of coyotes, only to realise it was a woman standing in the middle of the parking lot screaming at the top of her voice. I stopped in my tracks. I took out the earbuds and looked across the lot. She sounded like a wild banshee, as her shriek was of course even louder to me now as I got closer with my ears wide open. As I approached her, something welled up from deep inside me that stilled me and then spun me around in the opposite direction. I sensed this wasn't something I could help with. Her screams didn't sound like sorrow, but rather a cackling craziness. I popped back in the earbuds and jogged off, not wanting to get caught up in what seemed like a weird and wacky situation. When I got home and regaled the event to my wife, part of me was relieved I didn't get involved, but I did start to feel guilt that maybe I should have stepped in to see if I could have helped, rather like the tale of the Good Samaritan. I consoled myself by trying to convince myself it was none of my business, but part of me was thinking I should have made it part of my business as a fellow human being. This little interlude set me thinking about the strange days in which we're working. Homes have become workplaces and workplaces have become homes. Parents are doing the best they can to balance their workplace responsibilities while needing to be on constant call through the day and often long into the evening to help children with their schoolwork. Everybody on top of everybody. Even though the screams of our work colleagues overwhelmed with frustration may be silent, there are still telltale signs. Is there a terseness in their response to their emails? Are their cameras always off during another Zoom meeting? Do they always seem to be late or scrambling on their deadlines? Do they joke a lot about turning to alcohol to get them through the evenings, and worse still, during the day? You know the old phrase, many a true word is said in jest. Do they get the sense, or do you get the sense, that the relational and emotional support that we all need is falling apart at the seams in their life? If any of this rings true for you or for someone you work with, please seek assistance for yourself or come alongside the person to see if you can help. At a minimum, raise your concern confidentially with the Human Resources Department, assuming you have one. Don't do what I did, metaphorically putting your earbuds back in and running away from the issue. The calamity on Creekside that morning may have been nothing, or it may have been everything. As a fellow human being, I should have cautiously wandered over to see if I could have helped, or at least call for help. Maybe you or someone you work with feels just like that person I saw across from the Paseo. Let's be sure to seek help and help others during these dark, strange times. I'm hopeful that the morning light is coming very soon.